You get it? If you don't get it, forget about it. Those are my students. So, we've got to be able to see how we can be able to put that, not just money. Well, the real world is not just money, it's about values. And it's about structures. Right. So, you have to start thinking about the future as if it is already here. And as if your great-grandchildren are waiting to see what you have left for them. My Bible says, a true man will build wealth for their children's children. The Holy Book. So that I will not be using the Bible. The Holy Book said, you have to build wealth for your children's children. And there are some things you've got to look out for, which is what habits are you passing down? What financial principles will shape the lives of those descendants? What principle? Do you know that principles are universal? They are contextual. The same principle of a worldly wise man is the same principle they practice everywhere in America, in Zimbabwe, in Nigeria, in India, in Somalia. Same principle. The guy who built Econet, Stripe in Zimbabwe. Same principle of MTN. Telecom, same principle. Same fiber. At least if you don't know fiber, your street, they will delve into it for some time now. Everybody knows except, well, okay, my brothers who is not from here. In this country, for the past 2 years, they've been scratching the road, they've been cutting it up and down. And they're putting wire there. Same principle. And now we can do things. But when you look at all these things that we're talking about, it's very important we set a structure. Are we getting values? Are we getting values? Are we getting values? No? Or is it a waste of time? No. Wow. Okay. So, when we look at this, we've got to now see that generational wealth mindset is a fundamental shift that we need to be able to build on so that we can pass and it can last beyond a lifetime. And this is why a book which we're going to hear, Wealth Beyond a Lifestyle. We're going to lifetime. The Wealth Code. Because I was telling one of my millionaire mentee some few weeks back, I said, the world people have a code. And the code is not being revealed to everybody. You only get it in this. One of my friends, Stephen Akintayo, he charges about $18,000 to $25,000 to mentor students. And I remember I paid about a couple of hundreds to be able to go to a school called Harvard, 2016. And in Harvard, I only went there to be able to learn some mindsets, how those guys think in that class. And it was a course called Strategic Planning. I was sent by my office in England for that course. And by the time I finished that course, I never remained the same. Because everybody in the room are all millionaire. Imagine you pay $250,000. It means that's about 25% of whatever you earn if you're a millionaire, for example. You know? At least my students, they pay over $200,000 for their MBAs. How much is it? For MBA? So how much? Roughly $220, $250. Yeah. It means for you to must have paid. That means that company is worth $1 million. Because you can't play with what you don't have. You can't play with what you don't have. Remember the principle. Now, the company sent you for that because they won't know that when you come back, they're going to bring value. They would have sat down with the money and paid tax on it. But now they call it personal development or capacity development or institutional development. They put a structure in that place so that you can be able to go learn and come and improve on what you do. And by the time you come back, they will be able to promote you. And that was how I rose to the point of the director. And I got to the peak of my career in England. And I resigned. So they say, whoa, you must be crazy, Julius. You've been serious here? You've been serious? I said, yeah, because I'm not getting through me. So I have to go. Because, you know what? I'm tired of speaking English every time. I'm tired of always, same thing every time. Because when you look at the world, the mindset is different from the poor mindset. You know what they do? 8 o'clock, 5 o'clock they wake up, they go to the shower, they eat in the morning, they head out, they get to the meeting, 8 o'clock, 4 o'clock they're back, 5 o'clock they're in traffic, by 6 o'clock they get home, they cook, they eat, and they go to, or they watch TV to 8 o'clock, Sophie's, and they get, tomorrow again they just repeat the same thing. Like that. For 60 years. For 63 years. Your time was old. Someone came to my house. One of my Chinese partners came to our house. He said, why are you working like the Chinese people? They don't have a close time. I said, because I've spent a lot of time sleeping. I've slept in those days, where is it? The 10%. I've slept too much. So many people can testify to what I'm saying. I just had he was awake 2 o'clock some days ago. 2:30, working on an assignment at duty. My students, when they send me their work, they get it 1 a.m. sometimes. They get a response that time. Somebody say, you don't have a closing time? I'm connected to Canada office, I'm connected to US time. I work with all hours. We have businesses everywhere. And how can you be able to, I don't need to make the decision, but I've got to just make sure. I'm just there in that meeting for my presence because some people really like that presence. But I speak class in every meeting. But I give opportunity to those who are junior, to senior and everybody before I speak. Because if I'm not there, that's why my wife also started building a business. Because we practice everything we do. My wife has a fashion line. She started a cleaning business. She started ESP. I said, that is how you do. Because if you don't take your time seriously, people will dictate what you are meant to earn for you. And you can't earn like footballers. You can never earn like footballers. You can only earn by footballers when you are able to set up a structure that is unicorn in nature. And we have in-house. As what we do as part of community here is that we have a lot of businesses we show to people here and there every time so that people can be able to learn. And that is why we've got to build and define a family goals in everything that we do, so that life can become much more easier for us. And there is a lot to what we are talking about. That's why we've got to start thinking of how to see the values and the world DNA. Because just like our places, like the way we are in today, some people, when they ask them, what's your DNA? What's your blood genotype? In South Africa, some people don't even know their genotype. AAS, blood group, OB, plus, what. Some people don't even know. In the family, as you can see, there is what I call a DNA. And DNA can only be shaped by the environment, the choices you make. Your environment, where you live, it informs the decision of how you think. I used to live in a place in my early days of life when rain falls. Water comes from the floor. And the children go to school. I mean water